Let's get started. A warm welcome to all of you. I'm Honey from Cygnet's marketing team, and I will be your host for today's webinar. I truly appreciate your time and presence over here, and I can assure you this discussion will be insightful and practical. Our today's webinar is on Mastering 21 CFR Part 11, How Cygnature Bridges the Compliance Gap. Over the next hour, we will dive into how pharma and life sciences organizations are navigating FDA and EU Annex 11 requirements, ensuring data integrity, audit readiness, and smooth digital transformation. I'm privileged to have an incredible panel with us today. Let me quickly introduce them. Firstly, we have Mr. Josefa Vora, an Assistant Manager, Corporate IT, Site IT Lead at Vocard Limited, bringing close to a decade of experience in CSV, IT infrastructure, IT quality assurance, and pharma compliance. He specializes in GAMP 5, 21 CFR Part 11, and EU Annex 11 frameworks, with hands-on experience in system validation, IT infrastructure, and digital transformation. At Vocard, Josefa has led key initiatives to strengthen data integrity, audit readiness, and regulatory compliance across R&D and manufacturing sites in India, Dubai, UK, and Ireland. Next, we have Mr. Rakesh Singh, who is the IT GxP and compliance lead at Lambda Therapeutic Research, bringing over a decade of experience in IT infrastructure, networking, and computerized system validation. He has held key roles at Baxter, Milan, and Gland Pharma, where he specialized in CSV and regulatory compliance for the pharma industry. At Lambda, Rakesh leads global GxP initiatives, ensuring data integrity, audit readiness, and adherence to stringent regulatory frameworks. His expertise bridges technology and compliance, enabling organizations to stay ahead in a highly regulated environment. Then we have Mr. Sanket Handa, who is a Chief Product Officer at Cygnet.One with over 18 years of leadership experience. Sanket drives product vision and innovation across fintech, tech stack, secure digital signing, and automation portfolio. He has previously built scalable platforms at LendingCard, Sterlite, Sophos, and Cyberroom. Last but not the least, we have Ms. Deepika Asudani, a senior lead analyst, integrated solutions products at Cygnet.One. Deepika brings nearly a decade of expertise in product development and compliance focused digital solutions. She has been instrumental in shaping platforms like Cygnature, enabling enterprises to meet stringent e signing and approval requirements. Before we begin, just a quick reminder, if you have any questions during the session, please drop them in the chat box. We will take them up during the Q&A session in the end. Let's get started. Over to you, Sanket.
Thank you, Honey. Welcome to all the attendees, and thank you, panelists, for joining. This is Sanket here for your moderator for the webinar today. So the way we'll be executing this webinar is we'll start with a quick primer on 21 CFR, for which the group has created a set of a couple of slides, which we'll just walk through, followed with an insightful panel discussion. And a quick intro, followed by a quick intro on one of the e-signing solutions that we have, which is Cygnature. Again, second round of group panel discussions with more deep dives and double clicks in terms of how the challenges were addressed, what challenges they faced, followed with a quick brief demo. So that's the flow that we'll follow. Okay. So as we all know, CFR stands for Code of Federal Regulations, and 21 CFR Part 11 sets the standard of how the electronic records and the electronic signatures are treated as reliable and equivalent to paper. 21 CFR is designed to ensure public health and safety, effective treatments, and adverse event reporting. Now, which all kind of companies get impacted by 21 CFR? So it is on the right hand side, you will see the list of type of companies. It is applicable to pharma, healthcare, biotech, clinical research organizations, clinical supply chain companies, GxPs, medical device companies, and a lot more. Now, 21 CFR Part 11 ensures compliance, audit readiness, and data integrity, but non-compliance can mean regulatory action or product recalls and reputational damage, and that is why this is critical. Can you go to the next slide, please? So what does 21 CFR compliance demand? 21 CFR compliance, Honey, can you go to the next slide? 21 CFR demands accuracy.
Yes, Sanket, there is some issue in the system. I'm just
Sure, sure. Go on. I'll quickly brief in the meanwhile. So nothing complex to talk through. So 21 CFR, what does it actually demand? It demands that there is accuracy, there is traceability of documents, users, and actions. The document's integrity is maintained so that there is no tampering and any changes being done. Or if the changes are done, it is known and can be traced. Availability when required and the access controls are there. So availability becomes a critical part. And accountability of users is there, which means there is a need for clear-cut accuracy, the traceability, integrity, availability, and accountability. Now, moving from paper to the digital has become an urgent need. Go on, please. Somebody has raised their hand. Moving from paper to digital has become an urgent need to remove manual efforts, eliminate tracking of paper trails, and also data integrity and accountability issues. So this is exactly what 21 CFR compliance demands. Now, if this is the demand and the definition of 21 CFR and the requirements are that, what are the challenges that organizations typically face while complying to, go to slide 6, please, Honey. What are the challenges that organizations face while complying to 21 CFR Part 11? Now, 21 CFR Part 11 demands that how users use computer systems, the data is not corrupted, it is secure, the non-repudiated approvals are in place, the audit trails, records, none of these can be falsified. What it means is that there is a role-based access that is available, an authenticated access, traceability of signature, there is a two-factor authentication, uh, and the audit trails are available in order to trace through. If these are the requirements, what are the challenges organizations face in order to comply with these? It typically includes the manual processes, the TAT, which is the turnaround time, human error, and compliance issues. We've seen quite a few organizations that use QMS. The challenge starts when the organizations never expose their QMS to external parties, and that is where the entire thing breaks and the documents are being shared over email or different mechanisms for signing purposes. The purpose of this compliance is to actually avoid risk of non-compliance, generate efficiency, and meet the customer's demand of compliance. Now, if I were to summarize these, what are the critical questions we are looking at? The critical questions that we are looking at are, how do you ensure that the data integrity and audit readiness is there? How do you keep processes efficient without compromising on compliance? And third, how do you choose the right technology partner to make all this work seamlessly to make sure that the needs are met and the glitches are not there? So that's in nutshell a brief primer on 21 CFR. Uh, Let me welcome Mr. Josefa to talk about how the compliance requirements and guidelines overlap with each other. Ani, if you can go to the next slide, and Josefa ji, if you can please take up that part.
Thank you, Mr. Sanket, for inviting me as a panelist, and thanks, Honey, for your kind introduction. So thank you again, and thanks Deepika as well, and welcoming all the participants who have joined. So basically, e-signature system we are using since last 5 years in our organization, and our work has means smoothen means whatever we expected better than that. So thanking e-signet team for giving us the solution at the right time, at the right point of the transition phase for industry 4.0. And as we are considering what things need to be taken care, what things to be taken care for implementation while choosing the partner. So basic concept, what our regulations are says, that is the we have to ensure first data integrity, patient safety, and the product quality. So these are the three fundamentals that need to be taken care. And for these taking care, there are certain regulations has been defined from the different regulatory agencies. Like we are having the US FDA has given the 21 CFR, the EU Annex 11 has been given from the EU GMP, and the rest of the world is following mostly them too. And based on that, the guideline has been decided for the computer system validation approach that defines from the GAM5, and the data integrity principles defines from the ALCOA. So these are the basic things that we have to ensure for selecting the partner and the selecting the solution. So 21 CFR nothing but the that says the how the electronic records and electronic signatures need to be handled. In that, GAM5 is the globally accepted guideline which is used for the computer system validation, and that gives us the risk-based approach to ensure the systems are fit for their intended purpose. So EU Annex 11 is nothing but the our regulatory requirement that comes under the EU GMP, and that provides us the key expectations like validation, data integrity, access controls, audit trail, and change management need to be ensured. And the ALCOA principles that gives us the attributable, legible, contemporaneous, and the original and accurate copies need to be maintained, including the complete, consistent, and enduring and available. So these are the things that we have to ensure while moving for any type of transition for any digital system or the electronic system. So that's it from my side for this general
Thank
approach, what to be adopted for the system identification.
Thank you, Josefa ji. Very helpful. And I think you also preempted one of the questions that was going to come up in the panel discussion. So,
Yeah.
Hani, go back to the panel discussion slide, please. A few questions I'm putting forward to the panel and audience team, attendees. If you feel there are any other questions, please feel free to type them in the chat box. So, a question to you, Mr. Hujefa, and this is from more a regulatory perspective. What are the biggest compliance risks companies face with electronic signatures under 21 CFR Part 11?
So basically, there are certain things that every organization has to ensure to meet the regulatory requirements, that each and every record should have the identity verification of record. So whoever is doing any of the activity, that should be traced and that should be identified with their name and their initials. Then the generic credentials cannot be used for any type of system. That should be a individual and unique identification should be there. The audit trials must be ensured, that should not missing in the any of the records, and the access control should be not kind of means poor password policy should not be there. It should be a at least two-factor of authentication should be there. Then improper linkage could also lead us for the compliance breach. Like any document we have means metadata and the raw data should be linked with linked between intermediate. Then lack of their periodic reviews we have to check with certain frequencies as per defined in the guidelines. And the last is the training. So that training should be given for each and every type of change and each and every type of operation requirement. So these are the risk which are the uh, need to be taken care, and the regulators are mostly look around for these things for the electronic systems.
Okay, okay. Thank you for summarizing this. Rakesh ji, question to you. In terms of the industry challenge, now, in your experience, where do firms or companies typically struggle the most? Is it in terms of the process change, system validation, regulatory audits, or a mix of all three? If you can put your or bring out your thoughts there.
So, hello everyone, and good afternoon, and thanks for inviting me as a panelist. And good afternoon, Sanket. So, I am taking up your question. So, basically, the company is struggling between that 21 CFR. 21 CFR having the two sections. One is for the electronic record, and one for the electronic signature. In between, there is the transactions between the paper records transaction to the electronic record. So basically, all the struggling between these two functions, because we are managing so many paper records, so many signatories in a manual signature, so we can send this record to the other people, and then we wait for their response and everything. So many things is there. So how we can track this one? And once this document get signed off, then we have to store this one in a my storage, and then we when we required for the audit purpose, we can retrieve that one. So it is a very hectic process. So we have to harmonize our process, and we in it today's days, so every company having their own subsidiaries, their acquisition is there. So they are having so many parts in their in between the company also. So we have to standard and harmonize our platforms like electronic signatures kind of things there. So we can sign off all the documents in a electronic format only. So basically, when we are uploading the document, we have to sign in the, and that signatories should notify there when they are notifying, and it is easy to archive actually, because that's all the documents whatever we are signing, it is stored in the that cloud server and the storage server. So no need to worry about their archival, retrieval, and all those things. So that is the separate part, but electronically we can manage this one. But the hard copy, it is easy to manage as a electronic copy apart from the hard copy. So this is the struggling main. So we have to harmonize, and we have to sign our documents in the electronic format. And we, as just previous panelists that mentioned, that audit trail and the document tracing and the authenticity of the documents. Because if we are paper sign, so number of documents from 1 to 10. So I am signing the last documents of the 10th paper. And what about the authenticity of the 1 to 9 documents? So basically, if it is electronic part, so everywhere you all the documents are in the same portal, and everybody know that what are the documents they are going to sign, and what is that their traceability, what are the audit details, and when and where and why they are signing these documents. So everything is in one portal. Sanjay. So basically, that archival and the retrieval of the hard copy is very challenging, and the different signatories tool that company having that 2 or 3 tools, it is also difficult to manage. So basically, we are harmonizing and digitalizing our process for the go for the one standard solution.
Understood. Thank you, Rakesh ji. I think very, very insightful. So what you're saying is managing the paper trail, making sure that all of the pages are signed and not just a limited ones, and maintaining that entire documentation in a digital fashion with multi-signer scenario becomes complex, which needs to be handled. Got it? Thank you so much.
Yes.
Hujefa ji, question to you, and obviously Rakesh ji to you as well. Let me start with Hujefa ji. Given the you summarized what are the compliance risks, and Rakesh ji summarized what are the challenges that organization face. Hujefa ji, to you, what prompted Walkhard to begin digitizing these regulated documentations and look for a solution? What was the trigger point for you, and what were the challenges that you faced? What were the trigger points, and what was the tipping point for you to say now we need to have a solution in place?
So basically, I will define that thing in a two parts. One is the before COVID lifestyle and the after COVID lifestyle. So that was the major change part. industry was transforming since decade of time. But the major change where I could see, that is the COVID. If we see the life before COVID and after the COVID, that will be a transition period, and that technological transition period for especially pharmaceutical industry. When I see the installation, what we were doing, that was a physical visit of every OEMs or the vendors. They are coming at site and they are doing a typical activity, and they are performing their jobs and tasks. But after the COVID, all the means 70% of the tasks got been on a remote session, comparing to before COVID. So that period triggered us to see the how we can transform our digitalization journey, and as a larger perspective, and the digital transformation strategy at Wokhart. So in a pharma industry, all things are move around the document only. Whatever activity we do, that is turn around with the documentation and the how the documentation is being taken care. So initially, before the COVID, we were doing the paper-based documentation activity where the wet signatures were used. Every user has to take the document and take up with the different stakeholders for their signature purpose. But when the COVID arrived, we have faced many challenges like physical transition of the document, availability of the users, because of the COVID situation. So these type of things triggered us, and we have transited from and initiated a digital journey from there only.
Got it. Very helpful, Muzaffar-ji. And Rakesh-ji, same question to you. What prompted Lambda to go for the regulatory documentation?
So basically, that mainly we are using the 3-4 different kind of applications to sign our documents, and it is not just about the part of the software which we are using 3 or 4. It is if we are using the 3 or 4 that application, that it means that my validation into 4. If it is a 10 documents we are creating for the one software, it become a 40 documents. It means that we have to train the people on a 4 different softwares. It means that I have to track the different applications with the different documentation type of the documents. Suppose I have the one signature is for the agreement, some of the documents for the protocol, some of the documents for the validation activity, some of other documents is there, some of the procedures is there, so we have to sign. So it is massive. So that's why we generally promoting that we have to go with the one standard solution where we can present, and we present in front of the auditor also. We are just sitting to in front of them, and we can log in and we can download our software and download our document, and we can show to the auditor. They are very happy to that. We are having the standardized procedure. If standardized means that only one software with the one procedure, with the my user also getting very user friendly, that they are send their documents with the same platform, so they can send in the within the company internal documents also, external agencies. We can go outside of the agencies, out of the country also, we can sign some of the documents. So this is the across digitalization journey, and the stage by step, and go to the next level for signing the documents. And it become easy to each and everyone, not for the, it is not only for to depending upon the person to person. It is a organization level. If you see, it is a easy that suppose if you are having the 40,000 documents signing in a year, so it become a difficult for as a hard copy. So you have to sign the documents in a electronic format, and number of people, if it is a 2 people or 10 people, it definitely reduce the signatories. They can give the tracker, and if your document somebody can download, and what is the authenticity. And so if you go and edit the signed document, and if you come with that document and you can upload in the portal, definitely you get that verification there your signatories are invalid because the document get added. So that is the very unique features, and which we need to use for the electronic portals, where we have to prove our documents authenticity in front of the auditor as well. So basically this is the main agenda, and to go for the digitalization and the one portal for the signature.
Got it. Thank you, Rakesh-ji. Muzaffar-ji, a quick question to you, and you can quickly summarize it. what key factors you feel organizations should evaluate before adopting an e-signing solution to address this purpose?
So basically, as I mentioned earlier, the three key factors need to be taken care for any means GxP compliant system. That is, data integrity should be ensured, the patient safety, and the product quality. So that these three things need to be taken care, and for this, there are regulatory compliances are there, which we have already discussed, USFDA and EU GMP, and there. Verification and security activities that should be considered, audit trials, their integration capabilities with the other available systems like QMS, LIMS, and ERP systems, system validation and qualification, how to be taken care as per the GAM5 guidelines, and the their storage part, and the nothing last but not the least, business continuity. So that things need to be taken care for evaluating any type of digital solution or the e-signature system in a GxP environment.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Pushpaji. You summarized it pretty well. Okay, Honey, let's go to the next slide. Let's quickly touch upon, and this is like a couple of slides, not more. Go to the signature. Yeah. So let me introduce Cygnature, which is our e-signing solution that helps you comply with 21 CFR Part 11 with easy and secure way to sign documents. It is an e-signing solution that is offered as a cloud service or can be even deployed on premises in the customer's infrastructure. It is used even by the legal and HR teams for e-signing of documents, and it also has a module for 21 CFR Part 11 compliance. Now, it allows to securely sign GxP documents, the documentation, the regulatory documents, select signers with the role, integrate with Active Directory, authenticate signers, maintain audit trail, and a lot more. With that, let's move on to see how it works very quickly. Let's go on to the next slide, please. So this is a quick snapshot view. We'll have a demo, a quick 5-10 minute demo towards the end. Requester can log in. So as you can see, the user or the requester of the one who wants to get the document signed can log in using two-factor authentication into Cygnature, upload the documents to sign, select the signers, their roles, the type of signature, insert the signature placeholder, and an additional access code. Now, the email notification goes to the signers. The signer can log into Cygnature with a two-factor authentication, enter the access code, authenticate, and sign the document. Users can sign documents from anywhere, and there can be one or more signatories that can be here. The hash of the signature is also stored on the blockchain, making it extremely secure. This is how the solution works at a broader level. We'll wait for the demo later on. Let's go to the next slide, please. Now, how do we meet the 21 CFR Part 11 requirements? Let's go through how Cygnature helps meet these requirements for electronic records and electronic signatures, audit trail, user and data security. Now, electronic records can be electronic signatures or digital signatures, as you see on the screen. Both are eligible from a compliance perspective. Electronic signatures carry the name of the signature, timestamp, and reason for signing. Right? In both the sides, you can see the appearance, the details under the signature, which are required from an audit perspective, and those are printed along with the details and the timestamp. Let's go to the next one. There are complete detailed audit trails and timestamps of authentication, signing, and submission, which are visible. In fact, there is a complete certificate, which is on the left-hand side that you see, which is visible with all the details along with the timestamps. And Cygnature also allows to limit the access to authorized individuals and different factors around security, some of them which are mentioned on the screen. So that's a quick snapshot of how we are able to help organizations meet Part 11 requirements. Let's go to the next one, please, from a security angle. Okay, So let's go into a deep dive into some of the more areas along with the panel. So, Hujafaji, how did you manage the CSV documentation earlier? And how are you doing it now using Cygnature? So if you can compare the before after scenario, don't just limit it to CSV, but even your typical documentation around SOPs, batch records, validation documents. How was it earlier versus after the solution? If you can help the audience on the attendees.
So basically, earlier our team from the quality, manufacturing, engineering, and the other supply chain, or I could say R&D, and our CRO team members were using the manual and the paper-based document, which are required involvement of printing and their physical signatures and the circulation of the document interdepartment and the across the sites. So that has been typically we were using earlier, and that was leads us for the many delays in efficiencies or in document signing. Certain risks are there for the signatures. If someone has did the miss date write up or miss signature, they have done. They have to means we have to ensure things, and the that means leads up for the audit readiness challenges. So that was our earlier practice which were you are using. But after using e-signature application, our CSV documentation and our protocols, certain protocols and our STPs and certain list of documents we have initiated on a electronically by complying 21 CFR Part 11 EU Annex 11 requirements. Also, the signatures are secured through a blockchain technology, and that gives us the traceability, accountability, and faster approval in a system. And the system workflow is also can be settable, whoever are the author, reviewer, and approval. That also we have configuration and system while uploading the document, and all the signer details we are capturing in a final certificate of signature. So that gives us the audit trail of the document as well. So that type of transition we have done, and whatever the earlier we were doing, we are now in a better position to stand in the any type of audit and any regulatory audit readiness.
Oh, very apt. Thank you for summarizing this. Okay, Rakeshji, a quick question to you. How are you able to ensure and demonstrate your compliance now after using a solution versus how you did earlier? If you can compare and help the group understand that.
So basically, just I can give you the very realistic example that suppose I am uploading one document, protocol document, and this document going to sign out of the India also. So previously, what happened? And so we are send the communication mail to them, and they can sign the documents manually. They can scan the document, they can send back to us, and then we can retrieve. Then again, we have to sign the document, and then we have to sign for again next signatories we have to send back to them also. So this is the very hodgepodge process and very hard process to follow up the people who are different time zone actually. So once we can and for this particular solution we go for the signatories and using the signatures, so we can upload the documents. That's it, that is over, and we can log in and nothing is there, that we can upload the document. That's a notification sent to the signatories as for their time zone. When they can open the portal, it is clearly mentioned there, this is the pending document for your signature, and then he can sign the document. There is no further communication. Again, if they sign the document, they can come back to us, and then a notification is come to us, and then again if any procedure is there, then so it is a processor track by track, one person to another person, another person to another person. So it is a very simplified process where we can follow for the using this portal, and it make life very easy to us also and the people who are engaging in the. And it is just a OTP, and there is no particular password we have to remember. We have to write the passwords and all those. It is just part of the OTP. You can just send the OTP, say meaning their registered mail ID and your mobile number, and then you can register yourself, and then you can sign the documents and send back to. And one of the key features I will tell you that very important, that observer, there is no he is not any role on that. Suppose I am the manager of that particular document, and I am not signing this document. I just want to see that what is the progress of that document. So I am, as a observer, is a part of that group, and then they signing, and once this all the signatories is completed, it is come to directly in my mailbox. This is the signatories of document as a observer. So this is the very unique feature. If it is a hard copy, so somebody can tell me, then only I know that what is the progress going on for the signatory. And we are struggling. Document preparation is not the problem. Problem is that to sign the documents, and we can implement. Because sometimes, Sanket, if you are having the practical example, we are talking, we are saying that tomorrow morning we have the some important and some operation activity, we have to sign the document. So this kind of thing is always happening in any industries. It is not like it is between you and me and other companies. It is happening. So we have to sign the document. So how we can track this activity? If some that my signature, that's my uploader saying that, sir, I can create document but nobody can sign this document. So if it is an observer, it is a very good feature which we can use that one. And once everything is signed off, that certification is going on, and anybody can download, and or no need to download, even it is automatically sent to their the signed document, send their email, and they can upload and download, and they can use it as per their requirement. So that is the very unique feature, and this is make life so easy. And even if you imagine that if I am sitting in the Indian time zone, and somebody can sign my documents in the China or Canada in their time zone, even if, today if we are in sitting in the morning session, they are in the night session, so it is difficult to communicate. So it is whatever if I am saying that it a ROI is if one single document for a 5-page documents, it take 5 days time. So now it is in nowadays it is hardly 1 day or 8 hours job is there, and everybody know that what's going on. If it is a, and there is a one feature is there for delay feature. If I am putting that one document, you have to sign in within a 1 day, or it is automatically already sent to the signatories and everybody, is that he is not signing document, that's why document is not moving. So that is great feature. So it is a make life very easy.
Thank you, Rakeshji. You have been thoroughly using the solution, I must say.
Yes.
That its benefits. Okay. So attend to all the attendees, any questions that you would like to ask and I might have missed in this process, please feel free to type. We have a couple of questions there. We'll cover it towards the end. But if there are more questions, please do not hesitate to add them to the chat group. Okay, a bonus question to Hojifa, you and to Rakesh, you as well. Maybe it will come as a bit of a surprise, but let me go ahead and shoot the question. Let me start. So both of you, Hojifa can answer first, and Rakesh ji, you can do it next. What would be your piece of advice to organizations that manage regulated documents, let's say manually, and are unsure how to start about the 21 CFR compliance journey in a digital fashion? What would be your piece of advice?
So basically, when we have to go with the regulatory documents, what we are using manually, and that we have to start with our compliance journey with electronic system. So we have to start and initiate with the gap assessment first, comparing what our existing process and procedures, and what we want to adopt and what we have to implement. So we have to firstly perform gap assessment based on our regulatory requirements, and we have to prioritize our data integrity concerns, like things complied with the ALCOA principles, and risk-based approach we have to adopt to implement any type of system or documentation or processes. And we have to leverage our digital tools as well, like this e-signature system or any type of electronic record system. And we have to train people, and we have to educate for the transition and the change phase. So these are the basic advices which I would give to any organizations who are planning and who are thinking to move on the electronic systems with complying the regulatory requirements?
Okay, thank you. It's a good step-by-step approach. Rakesh, same question to you. What would you advise to the group?
So basically, who are involving in the audit session in the generally pharma, it is very common for all of us. So we are generally facing the audit. Suppose auditor sitting in the one room. So Sanket, you can't believe that. So when the audit get allowance, we can retrieve all the hard copies in the other rooms of there. So how huge of the work for the hard copies. So nowadays, so just you can just imagine. I'm not suggesting you go with the hard copy or you go with the digital. Just for the impression purpose, I am saying that it is, if it is sometimes for a time we can forget that compliance issue. We can say that just for easiness and impression which we need to create in front of the auditors or in front of anybody. So I can go with my laptop. I can open the documents in front of the auditor only. How he thinking that so 2 or 3 times he is appreciating our approach and appreciating our the way of the working way of working, how the thing we are moving in the lambda. So that is the basically. So otherwise what happened, the 100-page documents I am keeping in the hard copy, and then in front of the auditor I am sitting there. So it is difficult. It is very difficult to search where it is written because they are asking the key point. They are not asking the that multiple things is there. They are asking for the key point. So how we can search that one? So if it is a digital form, so I can sign the document in digitally. So I can search that word, and then we can go with that particular section, and then we can show to them. So this is my available, and this is only 2 or 3 page you can read. This is the compliance status. So that is the main purpose that I am suggesting to each and everyone. Think globally, think standardize, harmonize your process, and make the thing impressive and the easiness. So compliance is that definitely the every pharma who are working in the pharma, that it is a very important for everyone. But for you also, if you are presenting 100 or 1,000-page document in front of the hard copy, as a part of hard copy in front of the anybody, and not for auditor, any your boss is there, anyone is there, you can present. How they can think that, how they can search that, because it is very new for them also. So if you digitalize, you can utilize the portal or digitalization activity. So you can present your documents, and everything is become very easy. Because previously what happened, everybody signed in the manual. So I already previously just now I mentioned that it is very difficult to trace. It is not part of the 2% or 3%. So it is very difficult to trace for the hard copies. So when they are send the communication, they can get the communication back and then sign the document, and even impress the my auditors, and the appreciation, we get the appreciation for that. We have the portal, and we can only single portal to sign our document, each and every document signed. And even the document that auditor, if you can't believe that auditor appreciate that everybody's signatures, that column is there, there is the username, the reason for signatures, the date and times, and compliance. These all are same for across the organization. So there is not like somebody can keeping that half name, somebody can saying that it is Singh Rakesh Singh, somebody can say Rakesh Singh, somebody RLSS. It is not like that. It is Rakesh Singh. It means that whole my domain policy, whatever the domain user is there, it is the same across all the name nomenclature. So it is become a very easy and in a very traceable matter, that we can sign the documents in a single portal. That is very important.
Sure, Rakesh. You and Josefa ji have come a long way with many years of experience looking at different types, but very insightful to get these inputs from both of you. Thank you so much. Okay, with that, let's move on to a quick demo by Deepika, and then we'll take up the Q&A. Deepika, if you can quickly walk through the demo and to give a glimpse, and that would be.
Sure. Thanks, Sanket, and thanks to our esteemed panelists for sharing your insights on the critical aspects of 21 CFR compliance. I'm sure this has laid a strong foundation for our attendees here, and now let me take you forward to a demo to see how this works in action. Okay, so here you can see how it works. Sanket has already given an overview about how this works, complying with all the critical aspects and the compliance clauses of the 21 CFR Part 11 for e-signatures. User can log in through a two-factor authentication. They can upload a document to sign, select multiple signers. So you can route your documents to multiple signers. You can set your workflow sequence, routing sequence, how they can review and receive and document and proceed for signing. You have to select a signature type. So signature, we support electronic signature and digital signature, both options for 21 CFR Part 11 compliant electronic signature record storing options. Then you have to insert a signing field, create a signing placeholder. Definitely we'll see that on the portal demonstration as well. You can also set an additional code, access code, which would be unique to each and every recipient who is getting the document to sign. So you can also, as an initiator, either share it offline with the people or the counterparties who are required to sign the document, or you can share it via email. Both options are available in the tool. Then the system would send email notifications to either internal or external counterparties, whosoever are ready to the workflow. They can just initiate and proceed to sign their documents. Then it shows the signer workflow, where the signer will again need to enter the two-factor authentication, get into the system, and execute the signing process. If at all an access code is created or sent by the requester or the initiator, signer needs to add that, authenticate their signatures before signing, because the part 11.100 of the 21 CFR compliance describes that you have to authenticate every signature in a consecutive or continuous sequence of signing documents. You have to mention the signing reason, sign and submit the document. Now, in this entire process, this is a SaaS-based tool where you can easily sign from anywhere and everywhere. You don't need to have, a manual paperwork to be executed or anything. You can just easily sign from any mobile device or laptop, browser, anything. So I'm just going to share my screen and let's see how this works in action through a quick demonstration.
Sure, Deepika, that would be wonderful.
Okay, so I'm going to log into the system. I have the required credentials. I have registered on the tool. So on the quick dashboard, you can see a glimpse of all the documents under relevant different statuses for a quick, call to action to be taken to your pending workflows. You can view your pending documents here, pending for others to sign. So you can, immediately remind them manually, or the system also sends automated reminders, like Rakesh ji rightly mentioned. So if you set a due date, they would automatically get reminders to sign the document. Your completed documents which are due for signing in immediate duration, you can set an urgency or priority queue for it. Then your unsigned documents would be available here. The subscription details, signer's calendar for a quick call to action on events which are scheduled for this month. So if a document is due for signing on a specific date, it would highlight with a green indicator so that user can take a quick action onto it. Your workflows which are saved as drafts would be available over here. So now I'm going to initiate my workflow by taking a sample standard operating procedure for a clinical study to execute it. Now here, all the clauses of 21 CFR Part 11, right from 11.100 to 200, 300, and their sub-clauses are mapped and mentioned, according to which your signers are required to be associated with a specific role. Multi-factor authentication needs to be enabled, and then they can quickly, move ahead and sign the document. So here on the document information, on the metadata, you can see document name, category. You can assign it as a clinical trial document, any description to quickly trace and index and search the document. Now I'm going to enable this as a 21 CFR Part 11 workflow. So this is a configuration which can be designed either at the workflow level while you are sending or creating a workflow, or you can just give to create, the user should be able to only create 21 CFR Part 11 workflows. This is a user based on subscriber level configuration. Now I am going to select the set of signers. So as an SOP, let's say I am the author and I have to send it to some other counterparty to sign. It could be a reviewer, signer, approver, whoever is required to sign the document. So you have to select the signers from your contact list if they are already added there. Internal contacts can also be preloaded, or if there's an external party who is signing, you can just go to add individual contact with their name and email address. You can just add the signers who are required to sign or approve the document. The second signatory also you can set. Now, for a 21 CFR 11 workflow, there has to be a role associated to each of the counterparty or the required relevant recipients who are signing the document. So let's say I am the author for this document and Honey is the signer for it. And like Rakesh ji mentioned, there's also an option to add observers. Observers is nothing but they would be only informed of the activities which are happening with the workflow. You can set and create observers in the similar way like you have created and added the set of signers. And those people would be involved with the document. They're not necessarily relevant for signing it, but they would be notified of all the activities happening with the document. Now you can create or select the electronic signature or certified sign. Both options are available. Electronic signature is just an alternative to your vetting signing, while certified sign is a more secured form of digital signature where cloud certificates are issued for each signatory who is signing the document, and it gets appended with the final signed document. This gives ensurety and confidence that the document is not tampered post it is digitally signed. Now, on the third step, you just need to drag and set the signing fields for the required signatories. So for author, I am just setting a signing field here where I am supposed to sign. You can see the role associated with each of the signer who is going to sign the document. You can switch the views from here and set signing placeholders or fields for all the required signatories on the document. Apart from these, you can also set some fields for initials, name, and any other details. If it's a form-based document where you need to put additional fields, you can even drag and put that. If any relevant comments are required to be added, you can even switch to the comment tab and you can add the comments which are relevant for your signatories to sort of view and reply to it or take actions accordingly. On the final step here, you can see on the review and send the metadata information for the workflow, whatever you have created and added with the workflow. And like I mentioned, for each signatory, you will also be able to, as a requester, set an access code, which is a secret key, which is more like an additional sort of access authentication code for the signer whenever he is trying to preview or sign or download the document. So this is an additional set of access code which would be unique for each signer, and initiator can either share it offline or via email. I'm not going to set the access code here because already multi-factor authentication is enabled via OTP. And a due date can also be set. So let's say I want this document to be executed by 17th of this month. I can also set a signing due date and set automated reminders for it. So before the signing due date, the system would automatically send reminders to people who are required to sign it, and if it's still pending for the counterparties to finish their signatures. And also a digitally signed certificate. So this ensures that once your document is completely signed, it is hashed in blockchain, and a digital certificate is attached to the signed document, which ensures that your document cannot be tampered with post it is digitally signed. So on the final step, I would just finish it by completing the workflow. I've sent the workflow, the required people have received it. Now this is in a sequential routing order. So I, as an author, would first sign this document. Unless I sign it, the second party or the signing authority, reviewer, approver, whosoever is added would not be able to sign it till the time I finish it. So from here, I would just redirect to the position where my signature is required. Now, according to 11.10, you are required to authenticate your signatures before you actually, put in the signature on the document. So just with a combination of email ID and password, I would put in the credentials. So once my authentication is done, these are the details that would be digitally printed on my signed document. So the name, role, I will sign as an author. The default reason for the author would be printed. If I want to edit or make changes to the reason, I can while signing, and I would just save it. Now, these are the options that you get to capture your signature. Either you can select from your predefined fonts, or you can just draw your signature, or you can upload an image of your signature. So these are the file extensions supported, which if you have a physical copy of your signature scanned and um, taken with the accepted formats, you can just upload that format and file. I'm just going to capture a default font and click on finish. Yeah. So this is signed. Also, along with this, if there are multiple signatures, the system requires that all your all your you know uh, consecutives placeholders are required to be authenticated before placing any signature, right? So I'm just going to authenticate. Just a second.
Be nice seeing insights from you in terms of the demo. Please continue once you are
Yes.
have the required connection.
Sure. Just a second. There is a lag happening.
And Hojifaji and Rakeshji and Hani, in the meanwhile, you can go through the Q&A section. Naitik ji has, Naitik bhai has already put some questions there. So
Yes.
parallelly, you can go through that.
Yeah, so I'll read out for you.
No, hold
The
on,
first
Hani.
question-
Let Deepika complete. Just please, just asking all of you to go through it so that, yeah, go through it all.
Sure.
Deepika, if it's going to take time, I think we can move to the Q&A.
Yes, we can move to the quick Q&A. It's just
Sure.
taking some time to log.
Okay. So the first question is, nowadays cyber attacks are normal and site needs to be prepared for this. High risk systems must undergo regular penetration testing to identify vulnerabilities. How to do these challenges?
Oh, that answer is something that is for me. I'll answer that. So we do regular for all of our products, not only Signature. One, answering your point, yes, this product carries documents which are uploaded for signing purposes, and hence it is critical. And Naitik, by the way we do it is at Cygnet is we actually get all our products certified and audited. So let's say even for Cygnature, there is an ISO 27001, which is a process-oriented overall certification at a company level. It is SOC 2 audited, and even VAPT is something that we get done from the certain empaneled auditors on a regular basis to ensure that security is there. So that is how that is being done. But it's a fair question, and I see this as a rising concern whenever we have interactions with companies that are evaluating different kind of solutions. This is a question that keeps coming up. So a very fair question that you asked. I think Ojifaji and Rakeshji, the next question is for you. Is periodic review of audit trails mandatory for enterprise-based Category 3 and Category 4 QMS applications? If yes, why is it required when all checkpoints are covered during the qualification or validation? I think you two are best suited to answer this.
So basically, it is required for all type of categorized system, this audit trail, because whenever we generate any raw data, that raw data gives us the metadata. So in every aspect of electronic record preservedness, we have to ensure the raw data as well as metadata. So that's why after completing the qualification and validation, when we turn around in the operational phase of the system, their system is generating their raw data as well as their metadata, and metadata is nothing but the audit trail. So when we do a traceability with original data and their raw data, we have get linkage and connectivity between raw and metadata. So that's why that audit trail is most required, and that gives assurance to any regulator that things are perfect and in a well-traced manner.
Interesting. I hope, Natik bhai, your question is answered. But very interesting question, I must say. Okay, Deepika, I think the third question is
Yes.
for you. And
Yeah.
it says in signature application, I wonder how Natik bhai knows it, but I think he knows the product. So in signature application, there is no unique document numbering. What are the controls if the person signs same document multiple times?
That's a very good question, sir. So here you can see there is a unique document ID which is associated with each workflow that you upload and sign on the portal. So this document ID is a unique identifier of how you are uploading multiple documents, same document multiple times, but the ID associated with each document would be different. Apart from that, there's also a unique blockchain hash that is there for each unsigned document. Now, the hash is defined basis the content. So if your content is same, but the document ID is different because it is separately and dynamically created in the system. So your document ID is a unique identifier, and along with this, there are combinations of hashes which are unique to each workflow. The original document hash, the signed transaction hash, and the completely signed transaction hash is also logged in the system, which gives a unique traceability to every workflow that you upload on the portal.
Interesting, Deepika. Thank you.
And just I need to add Sanket यहाँ पे there is a validation is there. There is a validation clause. If you assign the one signatories in a 2 times, that system doesn't allow you.
Yes.
Even
You can only
signature
select
is the secondary, but the system doesn't allow to in a same signatory in a
one
same
signer to be
document.
allowed twice.
Yes.
And even if you
There
are
is
added as a signer, you cannot be added as an observer because anyways you're already added to the workflow. So
absolutely.
Awesome. So good checks and balances in place. Thank you. And thank you, Natik bhai. Interesting questions that you asked. Any other questions that we can answer for you, please type in the check box. Yes, Deepika, you were saying something.
yeah. So in the meantime, we've just seen that we've quickly signed the document. Honey would have received a link to review and sign it, and she has completely signed it. Here you can see it shows this is the 21 CFR Part 11 workflow. All the metadata and the details of the document are here. Explicit versioning, signing due date, document ID. Now, this is the certificate of completion and your electronic audit trail of, or you can say electronic thumbprint on the system that your document has been electronically signed on the portal with all the relevant information, your document information here, signing process details, how many pages are there, how many signers are involved, your document owner's information, signer details. We explicitly capture the IP address, browser, OS, and lat long details of the signers. Every timestamp is also captured as per the need of the 21 CFR Part 11 compliance and clauses 11.200. So every authentication timestamp, right from when you enter the credentials to authenticate your signature, your signing timestamp, your completion timestamp, blockchain timestamping, audit trails, everything is captured. And here also you can see on the details page. So on the details page, you can download the signed document from here. All the other counterparties have also received it. There is a detailed audit trail for each and every activity that has happened with the document, right from the time of creation to when users signed it, when they gave the consent to sign, when they submitted it. Every timestamp is captured and logged in the detailed audit trail. And you can also have a PDF download of this detailed audit trail for audit purposes.
Thank you
And this
so
is how
much.
your signed document looks like. The certificate is LTV enabled, and it has the certificate details, your name and metadata information, everything, timestamp, reason of signing, everything is captured on your signed document.
Wonderful. So the audit requirements are captured and to be easily demonstrated. Thank you so much, Deepika. I think you can unshare your screen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, group. Yes, Honey, please go on.
Okay, so I believe there are no more questions. We will end our session. Thank you so much for being with us today. A special thanks to our panel, Hujefa sir, Rakesh sir, Sanket, Deepika for sharing such valuable insights and real world examples. I hope today's session conversation helped you better understand how to move from paper based systems to fully electronic compliant environments under 21 CFR Part 11 and EU Annex 11. We'll be sharing the session recording with you all. Meanwhile, if you have some queries or want to explore more on about Cygnet.One or Cygnature, you can email us to the hello@signature.one mail ID. And please don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn for more updates. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, Rakeshji and
Thank
Hujefa.
you.
Very, very valuable and insightful session.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. Thanks again. Thank you, everyone.
take care. Thank you, Deepika. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.